You have a pile of notes, materials, and textbooks to study for your upcoming exam, but you don't know how exactly you can study them effectively in order for you to supply accurate answers to them while you are writing. Don't choke. I know exactly what you can apply. Right here onto this video, I'm going to be teaching you how you can study effectively, and I'll be pointing out the mistakes you make while studying for your exam. And also, I'm going to be teaching you how you can study for different formats of exam and how you can provide answers to them at any point in time. If you are new here, I'm Abayomi, and right here on this channel, I drop in tips and strategies that can help you as a student learn better and improve in your academics. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, please subscribe to my channel right now. In order to study effectively for your exam, there are a few things that you need to know. And if you don't do this thing, no matter what you study, you will just keep forgetting, and in fact, you will not be able to cover a lot of things that you need to cover. Now, there's one thing that I want you to do. You have a lot of materials to cover for an exam, pile of materials. The first thing I want you to do is to align your exam timetable with your own personal timetable that you'll be having to study for the exam. Subjects that you're having early, bring them forward in your personal timetable. The one that you're having later, take them backward in your personal timetable. When you do this, you will not choke yourself too much, and you'll be able to study step by step. You'll be able to take it one after the other. Why I'm saying it is because when you do that, you are giving your brain a very good condition to be able to encode the information quickly. Because if you don't do that and you try to pile everything up in a very short space of time before your exam, you will choke, and you will not be able to remember in the exam. That's when you think you think you studied and you get to the exam hall and you'll not be able to remember. It has happened to me a lot of times. There are times that I will study when I was, most especially when I was in school, I will study, do everything, get to the exam hall, I'll forget everything. And make sure that you don't cram, because when you cram, you're storing a lot of information into your short time memory. You are not allowing it to be stored in your long time memory, because when you are encoding a particular information, it goes to the short time memory at first. Then when the memory gets encoded to the long time memory, when you consolidate the information, and the best way to consolidate anything that you are trying to learn is for you to sleep. When you sleep, that's when most memory consolidation happen. And if you notice, most of the time when you sleep, you start having a replay in your brain of the things that you study. Now at that point, what you are studying is being encoded in your brain. If you don't sleep very well and you only study and you jump out a lot of things at a time, then you will not be able to remember most of the things, because it's in the working memory and it is not encoded properly. And because of that, you will not be able to remember. So it is very important for you to not to cram, and try as much as possible to have enough sleep while you are studying. It is very important. And also try as much as possible to study in a less distracted environment, because it will help you encode the information better. The information gets encoded in your memory when you don't have any distraction. When your exam is around the corner, as much as you need to study very well and diligently, make sure you take breaks, because your brain works better when you take breaks. And if you don't take breaks, your brain you get stressed and you'll be choked up. In fact, everything that you've been studying will just be it's going to be a complete waste of time. So do not waste your time while you are studying. Take breaks at interval and study diligently. And make sure you rest in between. It is very important. Don't rely on passive ways of learning. One of the common ways students study is that they highlight anytime they are studying. When they are studying and they see an important information, they highlight it, which I feel is not the right way to study. Instead of highlighting, why don't you jot? Because if you jot down, you are engaging with the material, and also you are also encoding it properly. And in fact, you are paying attention at that point. So many things are happening while you are jotting. When you are jotting, you are engaging with the material, you are thinking about what you are reading, and you are making sure you understood. And also it makes you pay attention, and it makes the information encode better. When you are jotting also, you are asking yourself so many questions because your mind is engaged and you can't be distracted while you are jotting. So when you are reading and you see something that is very important, instead of highlighting, just jot it down. Because when you jot it down, it makes the information encode very well. And Instead of rereading all over and all over again, because you want to encode something and your exam is in few times, you are reading the material again and again and again. It doesn't work like that because you are stressing your brain out, and that is not how your brain can grasp most of the things you are studying. Instead of doing that, when you are reading, pay attention, try to understand what you are reading and space it out. So do not reread. Another thing that most students do is that a material that they are supposed to understand and go in deeply. I'll be explaining, I'll be portraying more on that when I'm explaining different formats and how you can study them very well. An exam that you are meant to understand, that you are meant to encode deeply, you'll be memorizing it. And because of a lot of materials that you need to study, you feel like you are choked and your brain is filled up because you are stressing your brain too much and you are trying to memorize everything. Another thing that I will advise you to do is that apply active recall. Active recall is a situation whereby you forcefully recall information out of your brain without having access to the material. The more you recall it without having access to the material, the more reconsolidation happen. When I was explaining consolidation, I said when you study something and you sleep, consolidation happens. But when you now recall the information again to your brain, after a while, reconsolidation happens because the more you recall the information without having access to the material, the more it becomes solidified and encoded into your long time memory, and the more you'll be able to remember. So make sure that when you are studying, test yourself and get the material away. Try to recall it into your brain. If you can recall, fine. If you cannot recall, go back, open the material again and try to learn and try to recall again. It is very good for you to do that because you are encoding the information, and in fact you'll be able to remember vivid things in your exam while you are studying. It is very important. And also use past questions properly and review your mistakes. Now, when you are studying for an exam and you have a particular mark that you are aiming for, it's not enough for you to just study blindly. Use past questions as feedback. Okay, you have, for example, you want to study for a particular exam and you are aiming for a particular score, maybe 80. It's not enough for you to just read alone. Test yourself on what you read. Look at the score of what you got from your past question. If it is not up to the mark that you want to get, then it's important for you to go back, point out the errors that you made, know where you are when you still have lapses and your knowledge gap, and go back to your material and fill in those gaps and read them very well. Then go back to your past question and answer them very well. When you answer them and you mark it again, if your score is not up to the time of the score that you want to get, go back again and do the same. You keep going back and forth until you get the score that you want. And that is where you can actually measure yourself and you know that, okay, you are capable enough to get the score. It's not enough for you to just write it down. Test yourself and see that you are capable enough. That's what they are doing. Gives you more feedback and gives you more measurable and objective feedback, not subjective feedback. Objective feedback is when you do something and you see that, okay, yes, this is the score. But subjective, you are only seeing it, you are only thinking it in your brain, and most of the time it's not true. It will just create an illusion for you. So it's better you to do that. And also, when you are studying your past question, make sure that you are studying your notes first before studying past question. Don't go for past question and study your notes later. When you are studying your notes first, you are understanding everything first, then go for your past question and do it. That is the best way for you to do it. Now, having covered how you can actually study effectively for your exam and get the grades you want. Now let's go into how you can study for specific type of exam and how you can answer them in your exam correctly in order to get the marks you want. Now, there are different types of exam. We have multiple choice exam, which is popularly called MCQ. We have essay exams and we have short answer exams. We have fill in the gap exams. So in this type of exam, there are ways your memory operates when you are answering questions in each of these exam. And when you understand the way your memory operates when you are answering questions in each of these exam, to give you an insight of how you can encode information into your brain in order to answer them appropriately. Well, from what I've learned in school and from experience also, in multiple choice exam, you tend to answer them correctly when you can validate recognition from your notes and what you are seeing in the MCQ. In MCQ, most likely you are not always meant to recall information from your brain. You just recognize. You read something from your book, you saw it in the past question, you saw it in the exam, you recognize. All you have to do is just to pick the odd one out, or you pick the correct one out. That is multiple choice question. For essay question, you tend to recall information from your brain, and you tend to write in your own words. And that is where your writing skill is very important. You tend to write, you tend to argue points in essay questions. For short answer question, you tend to know precise answer for each questions, the exact answer. You don't need to mix it up. And for fill in the gaps question also like that. So I'll be going through each of it as we go on in this video. So multiple choice question, the fact that you tend to recognize something, there are times that you still need to understand because there are distractors in the options. And when you read a question, they can bring up practical scenarios for questions, and they can bring up stuffs from in between the lines. So when you are studying for multiple choice exam, try as much as possible to read in between the lines and also understand what you are reading. When you digest it and you are asked a practical question in the exam for multiple choice, you'll be able to answer them correctly. So when you are studying for multiple choice question and you are memorizing, it is not the best way, because at that point you are gathering so many information that you've had in your brain to answer a particular question. So if you memorize at that point, then it's a disaster. So, and there are some other type of questions in your multiple choice question that warrants you to look in between the lines and provide answers for them. So try as much as possible to read in between the lines. And also for your multiple choice question, look out for distractors. There are examiners that will distract you with a lot of options. Essay question, this is where most students have problems. The reason why they have problem is that they do not know how to write. So for your essay question, you have to learn how to write. You have to learn how to argue your points when you are giving points in your essay question. And this is where most students have problem, because they don't know how to write. They want to memorize, to give them back word for word, and they will end up forgetting. But if you can understand the information and you can argue points while writing, it will be very easy for you to provide answers in essay questions. So try as much as possible to learn how to write. And while you are studying for essay question, try as much as possible to practice a lot of active recall, because it warrants you to forcefully recall information from your brain and put it down in a logical manner. So if you do not put it down in a logical manner in order for your examiner to understand, you fall into problem, you fall into troubles. So that is that. Another thing about essay question is that now when you are given a question in your essay exam, try as much as possible. If they ask you to discuss a particular thing, try as much as possible to outline your points in few seconds. Then you provide answer to them. Don't just jump into providing answers. Outline your points and provide them in paragraphs. Then you develop the paragraphs logically while you are writing your essay question. It is very, very important for you to do so. And also, for your essay questions, there is something you need to do. For your past question while you are doing it, try as much as possible to anticipate some questions for yourself. Anticipate some questions, solve them, and provide answers for them in exam condition. Put yourself in exam condition. So if you can answer them correctly, it will actually help you to answer them in your exam. It really worked for me when I was in university. There's one course I did on development economics. Now, I took a particular question. In fact, the lecturer gave us a couple of questions for the exam. Then, after I've studied the material, I took the question. Then, when I got to the exam, the same question came out. And since I've already practiced the way I'll be able to argue my points and everything, I gave it like that in my exam, because I did it like few hours to the exam. So at that few hours to the exam, it's not meant for you to just start studying what you need to study. It's meant for you to practice and make sure that everything and revise most of the things that you've learned. It's very, very important. And also in essay question, avoid going off topic. You can be writing something and you start going off topic. Learn how to stay on what you are explaining to your examiner. Don't provide too much details while you are writing for essay question. Go straight to the point, to what you are asked to do, and answer the questions correctly. Just like that. So I hope you got so much value from this video. If you did, please like the video and also please subscribe to the channel. You can also check out this other video on other informations you need in order to pass your exam successfully. So thank you so much for watching and see you on the next one.